Last night at about 7:48 p.m., the Fresno Police Department received numerous 911 calls regarding a shooting at 5361 East Lamona. The callers indicated that several people had been shot at this location. Upon arrival, officers immediately began securing the scene and started rendering aid to the victims. This involved multiple victims who had sustained mortal injuries. Officers performed CPR while responding medical aid arrived. This was immediately classified as a mass casualty event because of the number of victims, which meant that each victim's injuries had to be prioritized by the degree of injury. Officers located 10 people who were shot in the backyard at this residence. 3 were pronounced deceased at the scene. The 6 others were transported to local hospitals. Sadly, 1 died in surgery. Our investigation is still very active. We have several follow-up leads that we are currently investigating. I can tell you that there were approximately 30 people at the residence on this evening. They were there having a family party, a get-together, and they were watching football. This party was described as being very peaceful, very quiet, and it was not described as being out of control in any way. It was just a family event. Again, at about 7:48 p.m., at least 2 suspects entered the property from the side of the house. They came through an unlocked gate. They walked into the backyard and began immediately firing into the crowd. There were approximately 16 male adults in the backyard watching football. The witnesses described only seeing flashes of light from the weapon, as it was too dark on that side of the house to see the suspects. 10 of those 16 people at that event were struck by bullets. The unknown suspects fled the scene on foot. What I can tell you is this was not a random act. It appears that this incident was a targeted act of violence against this residence. We are investigating leads, and we do have information that possibly some people at this party were involved in a disturbance earlier this week. The ages of the deceased, all of whom are residents of Fresno except for 1, are 23-year-old male adult, a 31-year-old male adult, a 38-year-old male adult, and a 40-year-old male adult who died at the hospital. The surviving victims ranging in age from 28 years to 36 years old. Fortunately, there were children at this party, and all of them were in the house at the time of the incident. The house was not struck, and it does not appear that they were the intended target. This investigation is going to take 2 phases now. The first phase will be the establishment of an Asian gang task force. And this will be headed up by Deputy Chief Pat Farmer and Captain Dennis Bridges. And this will be a combined effort with the Fresno Police Department, its multi-gang task force, as well as officers, Southeast Asian officers from our department who are connected in the community, and our federal and state assets. The second phase of this operation will consist of healing the community. Captain Anthony Martinez, the Southeast Policing District Commander, will be overseeing this operation. And what that consists of is getting out into the community and talking to them and helping them heal. We'll be providing services to the victims and their families and offering them support. We'll also be putting out additional resources in the Southeast Policing District to deal with this issue, as well as several other Asian gang-related violence that occurred in southeast Fresno, excuse me.